Dr. Amir Rashidian and at Mid-Atlantic Chiropractic Center. And today we're going to chat with Katie for a very specific reason. Everybody should know Katie already. If you don't know Katie, that means you haven't had your spine checked. And so anyways, do we have any viewers from other places?
Yeah, we have lots.
Really? We have like 7 followers and 2 subscribers on our video. By the way, I was going to do a challenge. If we get to 1,000, I was going to do that thing with the raw eggs we were talking about. Yeah. The reason Katie's here is because Katie and I were having a conversation, and she said that her 2 little ones are
sick.
Yeah. And then she said something that made me want to do a video about it, because she said, hey, they're good one day, and then the next day they feel awful, and then the next day they're good again, and then they feel awful again. And if you have kids, you probably experience the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Describe that. Like
it's crazy. Like one day she wakes up, my older one, she's 2.5, she wakes up, she's like running around the house, doing everything, acting normal, not coughing, no snotty nose, nothing. And then the next day she's like, oh, no feel well. And she's miserable. It's terrible. So. And
I told her there's a perfectly specific, logical reason for that. So that's what I want to talk about with you today. The reason for that is the immune system requires energy. By the way, is it so cool that you have 2 now?
I know, it's
That's so neat. Like you're talking about, I have 2. That's great. Yeah. So it's just fun. So congratulations.
Thank you.
It's not it's not new. She's 4 months old now. 4 months.
Yeah, 4 months.
That's awesome. But the reason is, when little ones feel better, what do?
They run around.
They play. Yeah, they play. They run around. They want to do a lot of things. And so they burn up some energy. And then there isn't enough energy left to support their immune system, so they crash the next day. And then the day they're not feeling well, what do?
They rest.
They rest. So they recover the energy, and then they feel better the next day. So they rest. So we have to force children who aren't feeling well to rest more.
Even when they're acting like they're feeling better.
Yeah, or just be prepared that the next day they're going to feel bad. Either way, they got to go through it, right? Everything requires time to heal. So that made me think about just the immune system as a whole, because your immune system, if it requires energy, then if you ever have a cold in the summer, you shouldn't be catching colds in the summer because it's warm, except if you're in Maryland. It's weird, spring especially. But when it gets cold, your body says, my number 1 priority is maintain core temperature at 98.6.
Right.
So if it's lower, then it uses all that energy to raise your temperature up, and that's why when it's cold outside, the energy goes towards maintaining your core temperature, and that's why your immune system suffers and you can catch a cold. So, but if you're catching colds in the summer and it's not cold, you're burning your energy somewhere else. So maybe you did a couple of all-nighters last week. You know, maybe you stayed up partying all weekend, and then Monday you went to work, you weren't fully rested, and then you caught a cold. Something's taking your energy. Maybe you just don't sleep well at night. You're one of those people that toss and turn all night. You're not getting enough sleep, and then you get sick. Or you get something on your mind, or you're stressed about something else, you know, whether there's a family issue, relational issue, someone in your family's not doing well, you're worried about them. Whatever's sapping your energy, that's where your immune system tanks, and you get sick. So rest when you're sick, build up your energy back up, make sure you're not pulling all-nighters. If you do pull an all-nighter, rest several nights in a row, don't do too much, don't go out in the cold. And if your kids get sick, force them to rest. I hope this was helpful. Adjustments help the kids too, right? The National Institutes of Health did the first federally funded research study on chiropractic. They found that when you get an adjustment of the upper part of your spine and the upper back, your immune system actually increases. It was a great study. I wrote about it in my book, and so keep that in mind as well. Get adjusted, get enough rest, don't get sick. Take care.